All right, hockey fans, let's get you set for this provincial rivalry game between Team Ontario and Team Quebec, as we're coming to you live from the 2019 Canadian Sledge Hockey Championships from the Woolwich Memorial Centre at the Dan Snyder Memorial Arena. This is going to be a dandy of a game between Team Ontario wearing the white jerseys with a little bit of red trim, taking on Team Quebec wearing the predominantly dark blue jerseys with some light blue trim and white as well. Quebec defending the goal down to our left. Ontario the goal over to our right. As your starting goaltenders for Team Quebec, it's Alexandre Gravel. Team Ontario goes with Ilan Sivapathasundaram. Opening face-off moments away in this game between Ontario and Quebec. Montgomery on the draw for Ontario. Jacob LeBlanc takes the face-off for Team Quebec. Referee Mark checks with his goaltenders and does well to spot the encroachment right away. And again, because of the encroachment, he waves LeBlanc out of the draw. Nice job by the official to set the tone right off the hop. Puck is dropped and we're underway as Team Ontario win the opening face-off. It's picked up by Tambrello. He had a beauty goal yesterday as Quebec try work the puck in along the right wing wall. Sharma makes the hit for Ontario. It's picked up by Trebaul as Gregoire chases after it. Crane gets to it first for Ontario. Montgomery across center ice. Tries to feather the pass over. That's controlled by Tambrello. Tapped ahead for Crane, but they give up possession to Barbet. Across center ice, where it's Calvert who takes it. He endures the hit. Gregoire chasing after it. It's offside against Quebec. A whistle under a minute into the action. Well, these two teams will play again at 5 p.m. this afternoon in the semifinal, but this game will determine seeding at the end of the round robin. Who will finish second and who will finish third. Right now, both of these teams completely deadlocked as they're both 1-1 and both with a +2 goal differential. Colmone faces off against Jacob Webb. Colmone wins it back to his left point. Blanchard overskates it, but it will be picked up by Wilkinson. Auclair puts the hit on Wilkinson. Auclair under pressure, tries to hold the zone. Colmone can't wrestle it away. Auclair makes the pass to Jacob Webb. Centering attempt, knocked down by Wilkinson. It's sitting there. Jacob Webb shot right on. Sivapathasundaram makes the save, and then it's cleared down the ice by the Team Ontario captain, Brendan Blanchard, and that'll be an icing call against Ontario with 1:20 played here in the first period. So Team Ontario opened up the event yesterday with a 5-1 loss to Alberta, but rebounded nicely with a 7-1 win over BC. Quebec opened up on a strong note, a 7-0 win over BC, but then lost 5-0 to Alberta in the evening game last night. As the face-off comes to the right of Sivapathasundaram. Colmone and Jacob Webb, the two 16s, draw for it, and it's Quebec winning the face-off. Barbet pinches in from the point. Jacob Webb in the corner, tries to scoop it out front. Defended tightly there by Blanchard. It's pinned up against the boards. Jacob Webb comes up with it for Team Quebec. Trying to muscle his way to the front of the net. He's bodied by Riley. Centering attempt for Trebaul. His shot attempt gets blocked. Christina Picton can't clear the zone initially. Blanchard skating after it, gets possession for Ontario, uses the boards to get it across center ice. Nice pass by Picton to Riley. Tries to drop it for Colmone. And then a big hit across the blue line. Trebaul is down and hurt after that collision with Colmone. The trainer will come on and check on Gwendal Trebaul for Team Quebec. He's played so strong on that blue line. This would be a really devastating loss if it's anything serious. And we certainly hope it's nothing serious for number 11, Gwendol Trebaul. Well, Trebaul is able to skate over to the bench on his own power, and that's a good sign for Team Quebec and their fans, as we'll have the face-off to the right of the goaltender, Gravel. Colton Martin gets set to take the face-off for Team Ontario as Sébastien Boisvert comes in for Team Quebec. Both really strong on the draw all weekend. This should be a good face-off matchup, as Martin gets the better of Boisvert this time. Crane tries to force a shot through. That's blocked by Grenon, but Crane tracks down the loose puck at center ice. His pass picked off, now controlled by Swafford. Swafford, lead pass intended for Duguay. It's off the stick of Martin. Ontario tries to get it in deep, but they play it in offside, so we get the whistle with 12:37 left in the period. A bit of a scrum in front of the Quebec bench, but, well, actually, Rod the Bod Crane wants to get physical there with one of the Quebec players, as that's Sébastien Boisvert trying to mix it up. So we'll keep an eye on that, as those two, centerman and right defenseman for Team Ontario, Boisvert playing center for Team Quebec. That could be a good head-to-head battle throughout this game, and of course looking ahead to the semifinal later this afternoon. Montgomery wins the face-off to Gabriel. Blanchard dumps it in behind the Quebec goal, where it's picked up by Bouquet. Aurélien Bouquet endures the hit from Tambrello, but makes the pass ahead to Toussignon. Boisvert feathers it over to the near side. Great pass as he tries to lead Grignon into the zone. He gets checked by Wilkinson, and Wilkinson comes away with the puck. Toussignon, she takes possession for Quebec. She had a beautiful goal yesterday. This time on the play, she sends it in deep, no icing, it's waved off, so Wilkinson plays it around the far boards. Daniel Hines pinches in from the point, loses possession, stripped away from him by Riley. Garrett Riley has the lane, he's got to beat Bouquet. Nice back check by Boisvert, and then a big hit. Montgomery takes the puck, shot right on. Gravel makes a save, and then it's in the net. Oh, Gravel is not happy about this, but Montgomery finishes the play off, crashing through the crease and sweeping it in the goal. The Quebec captain, Aurélien Bouquet, protests to the ref, but that's going to be a goal for Team Ontario, as Corey Montgomery, the Ottawa, Ontario native, gets the goal and puts the, for this game, visitors, but to the crowd here, home team. And it's a 1-0 lead for Ontario, although the protestations continue on. Team Quebec, for their skaters huddling around the goaltender, as the captain, Bouquet, continues to plead his case for interference against the goal scorer, Montgomery. It was certainly a bang-bang play, a physical play, as Montgomery's initial shot was saved. He tried to follow up the rebound, and in doing so crashed right through Gravel and scored the goal. Now the Quebec net is off its pegs. I don't think it's been spotted yet. The conversations continue with officials from both teams. And the goal now added on the scoreboard. So Corey Montgomery, you can catch him on Twitter at CoreyMonty13, makes it 1-0 Team Ontario. Gravel pushes it way off to try and get their attention. As we get the net placed back, we get the action restarted. It's 1-0 Team Ontario. Team Quebec pretty salty about that one. Let's see how they respond. Ontario win the faceoff. Wilkinson takes possession. He skates it ahead. Hines. Here's the goal announcement for Ontario. Riley draws the primary assist and the lone assist. Blanchard keeps it in at the point. His shot off a Quebec defenseman, now picked up by Bouquet. LeBlanc, he overskates it. Blanchard centers. Calmone, he has his lane cut off. Nice check by LeBlanc. Spins into the corner, tries to shield it from the Ontario forward check by Calmone. Picked in, she gets squeezed out. Riley comes in, passes for Calmone, but it's behind him and picked up by Gregoire. Gregoire's got LeBlanc streaking up the left wing, makes the pass. Heavy first touch, and Wilkinson is able to clear it out to center ice. Hines off the boards, back into the Ontario zone. Bernard pressuring for Quebec. Wilkinson takes possession. Calmone circles back and holds it for Ontario with 4.5 minutes played here in the first period. Team Ontario leading 1-0. Nice play by Auclair. He's done this with just one stick. He makes the pass ahead to Jacobs Webb. Great play by Auclair to strip the puck away from Calmone. Puck comes out to center ice. Trebaul, his first shift since that earlier collision. Good to see him back out there as Quebec get the puck in deep. Apparently from the wrong side of center, so that's going to be an icing call against Team Quebec with 10:04 remaining in the first period of play. So Corey Montgomery opens up the scoring. The assist goes to Garrett Riley, and Ontario lead this game 1-0 with just under 5 minutes played here in the first period. Face-off coming to the left of the Quebec goaltender and Quebec City native Gravel, as Martin takes the draw for Ontario against Jacob Webb for Team Quebec. Off the draw, they scrum. It's back to the point for Crane. Crane off the boards, behind the net to the near side, picked up by Duguay. He cycles to the far side corner, drops it behind the goal where it's picked off. Played to the hash marks. Duguay tries to feather it in front. Centering attempt, knocked down by the paddle of Gravel. Nice play by the Quebec goaltender. Barbet tries to challenge Swafford, whose centering attempt goes off the side of the goal. He crashes the net, and that's going to cause a reaction as Crane starts to mix it up as well for Ontario. He was in the mix of it earlier. Well, don't tell the players that this game doesn't mean much in the standings. They're laying it all out on the line. The physical play ramping up here as a late hit by Swafford leads to well, maybe not. Is it just going to be one penalty here to Crane for being the third man in? They're trying to get Swafford here as well. So we're going to have, I think, double coincidental minors potentially. Trebaul over at the box for Quebec, along with Leroux. So yeah, two players from each team going to the box. I would expect 2-minute roughing minors. Well, maybe not Leroux. He doesn't seem to be going. Yeah, I think it's just 2-1 here. Ontario getting the extra penalty for the third man in, and that's the call for the player in the box right now. Swafford trying to skate away, saying, no, I wasn't a part of this. I don't know. You guys must have the wrong player. Swafford, for the moment at least, seems to have escaped the penalty box, but I think the officials are going to catch this here. Yeah, they're looking for him, and now they spot him. Nice try, Sam Swafford. You almost fooled him. But you're going to have to go sit in the box for at least 2 minutes. You got to give him credit. I mean, he put a good effort in to get away from them. But good job by the officials. So we get coincidental roughing minors to Swafford and I think it was Leroux. No, he was not the player in for Quebec. Either way, Quebec are going to go to a power play here, the first of the game. As it's Swafford and Trebaoul with the coincidental minors, and then the extra penalty going to Rod Crane from Team Ontario. Jacob Webb on the draw for Quebec. Colton Martin set to face off for Ontario. The scorers get the penalties corrected on the big clock here inside the Dan Snyder Memorial Arena, home of the Elmira Sugar Kings. Jacob Webb on the draw. Scrum for it. Auclair. Ontario try cover it up. Martin gets a glove to it. It's now controlled by Jacob Webb. He cycles through the high slot with his right hand. Tees up the shot. It just goes wide of the near post. Boisvert takes possession. Sebastien Boisvert, his centering pass picked off and cleared down the ice by Team Ontario. Gravel from his crease leaves it for Barbet, who in turn leaves it for Jacob Webb. Wheels around the near side and leads the breakout. Lead pass out of the reach of Bouquet. Picked off, well, Duguay overskates it, so Auclair takes possession. Boisvert working the left wing, centering attempt picked off by Blanchard, and he's able to clear it down the ice with a minute 10 remaining in the Team Quebec power play. Barbet. Auclair loses a stick but makes the pass to Jacob Webb. Jacob Webb across center ice, intended for Boisvert. Nice skating here by Bouquet. Catches up to it, tries to cut to the net. He gets clipped hard. That's going to be a penalty. So Team Quebec will have 52 seconds of a 5-on-3 power play as Duguay tries to give Boisvert a bit of a tap afterwards. Boisvert calmly just taps him in return, saying, yeah, I'm not going to retaliate. And it's Tambrello going to the box for Team Ontario. So a crucial moment here in the first period with 8:30 left in the frame as Team Quebec, trailing 1-0, will get a 5-on-3 power play for the next 52 seconds with one of Ontario's best penalty killers in the box. And that's Rod Crane. Jacob LeBlanc on the draw. Can't win it, but it's back to the point on the clearing attempt. Bouquet feeds it to Jacob Webb. Shot right on. Great save by Sivapatha Sundaram. He got the blocker up. Jacob Webb sweeps it on. Another save by Sivapatha Sundaram as it's into the far corner. Nice job by the Team Ontario goaltender, but he's lost his stick here. It's well out of his crease as his captain Blanchard tries to play it back to him. On the puck, Riley clears it to the line and it just trickles across. 20 seconds left in the Quebec power play as they race back into the zone. Nice job to time the entry as Jacob Webb dumps it off for Bouquet. He comes in from the half wall, tipped in front, just trickling wide of the post. Nice deflection. We got a penalty here behind the play as it's going to be against Team Quebec. Bernard called for roughing, and that'll do it, although there were just 2 seconds left in the 5-on-3. But that'll essentially wipe out the other Team Quebec power play as well, so we'll have 2 more seconds of a Team Quebec power play, then Rod Crane comes out of the box, and we'll have 1:08 of 4-on-4 hockey before Team Ontario gets a shortened power play. Face-off will come inside the Team Quebec blue line as my cameraman Darren really feeling the Backstreet Boys right now. Darren, can we get you to sing a little bit on mic? I feel like you need to be on mic right now for this. No? No. Did I say, yeah, sorry, I said Backstreet Boys. It's NSYNC. That's right, my bad. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, how bad of me not to know my boy bands. The sportscaster doesn't know his 90s boy bands. My apologies, teen girls. All right, let's get back to the hockey action as Jacob Webb scrubs for the puck off the draw. Nice job by Christina Picton to tie up. It's on goal, but Gravel calmly plays it to the near boards. Held in by Calvert, his shot knocked down. Calmone coming off the bench, tries to settle down the rolling puck. He gets hit by Hines. It's on the stick of Jacob Webb, but quickly taken away by Christina Picton. Calvert dumps it in as it's behind the Quebec goal on a delayed offside. Calmone has to clear the zone. Picked up by Aurélien Bouquet. Stick handling, he makes the pass to the far boards for Daniel Hines. 30 seconds left in 4-on-4, and then Team Ontario will get a short power play as Calmone takes possession outside of his own zone. Pass ahead for Picton. She avoids the contact but loses the puck in doing so. Calvert into the path of Jacob Webb for the hit as nice play by Auclair decides get around that contact, and then on the near side post, Bouquet was hit into the net. Interference going to be the call against Calvert. So we'll get a Quebec power play coming out of this. It's really picking up with the physical play here. And if this is any kind of tone for the semifinal later today, Roger, my friend, you've got one heck of a game on your hands. So Ontario never really gets a power play out of the exchange because of the penalty. And in 50 seconds, so we get 6 seconds of a Quebec power play, 4-on-3. Then we'll get 50 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey, and then a minute 10 of Quebec power play time. I hope you're all on track now. As LeBlanc off the face-off, rolling puck. In through the hash marks, cleared down the ice. Nice work defensively by Colton Martin. Out of the box comes Tambrello, hustling towards the puck, but he can't strip it away as Quebec move it across center ice. They lose possession, Crane taking it away. Trebaoul into his path, delayed offside, gives LeBlanc a chance to break out. Pass intended for Gregoire, it's behind him, and it'll be scooped up by Tambrello at center ice. Draw a pass for Crane. He gets hit hard, turns it over, and Guido Trebaoul has a lane to skate. He tries to get it in deep. It's off the helmet of Tambrello. 13 seconds left of 4-on-4, and then Ontario get a short power play. Behind their own goal, puck, awkward bounce off the boards, but it's on to the stick of Wilkinson as he turns back into his own near corner. Dumps it off for Crane. Crane sends it down the length of the ice. No icing. He timed that perfectly as Ontario now have 50 seconds of check that, it's Quebec with 50 seconds of power play time. Leroux coming off the bench, feathers it to the far side intended for LeBlanc. He receives the pass, spins inside the blue line, makes the intended pass for Trebaoul, overskated. Auclair takes it at the hash marks. His shot wide of the goal. Swafford, he misses the puck, but it's picked up by Crane. Uses the glass to bank it out. Oh no, held in by Trebaoul. Nice play. Gwendal Trebaoul passes it off to LeBlanc, it was Leroux who centered it for LeBlanc, but it's now behind the goal. 18 seconds left in the Quebec power play. Ontario clear at the length of the ice. And that'll basically do it for the power play. Maybe time for one last rush as Trebaoul dishes it off to Barbet. Tape-to-tape pass as Jacob Webb receives it at center ice. Nice move by Trebaoul to get around the check of Crane. Trebaoul off the half wall, intended for Jacob Webb. His shot sticked aside by Sivapatha Sundaram. Jacob Webb holds the zone for Quebec, turns it over, and Garrett Riley has a breakaway. Garrett Riley all alone here against Gravel. Riley makes a move, shoots, he puts it wide, gets his own rebound. Crane, he can't get it either. Oh, a couple of missed opportunities for Team Ontario as now Gravel gets the chokehold on Crane to ensure the whistle called, but it's really more of a pat on the back kind of a hold for some good competitive hockey there 4:02 left in the first period. And will Team Ontario lament that missed breakaway chance in the long run? They lead this game 1-0, but they could have gone up 2-0 as Garrett Riley had a breakaway chance, missed the net, got his own rebound off the end boards and couldn't bury that either. Alexandre Gravel playing big between the posts for Team Quebec. Face-off comes to the right of Gravel as it's the two number 12s, Boisvert and Riley facing off. Scrum for the puck. Sharma makes the pass to Wilkinson. He gets checked by Bouquet. Feathered ahead, intended for Gabriel, but Grenon gets to it first. Gabriel muscles behind the goal. Toussignon, she can't handle it originally, but she'll cycle back and take possession. Raphael Toussignon makes the pass to the near boards. Handled by Boisvert. Over to Bouquet, the defenseman pinching up for the rush. Aurélien Bouquet stick handling in through the high slot. Makes the pass. Big hit as Boisvert gets crunched by Blanchard. Textbook defense there from the Ontario captain. Riley at the end of a long shift. He's pretty gassed, but he does well to shield the puck and play it ahead through the neutral zone. Nice pass as Toussignon gains the zone, pass ahead for Bouquet. Working the right wing. Oh, it's called offside as contact after the whistle inadvertent, and the referees step in to ensure that there's no extra pushing or shoving. And with the offside call, the face-off comes outside the blue line. I am not doing the dance. Sorry, buddy. You know what? I'll do the dance if you sing. How's that? All right. Darren's not sure. He'll think about it. Roger's more than happy to dance and sing, of course. All referees are. Face-off dropped, and it's Wilkinson who takes possession. 3 minutes left in the period. Wilkinson passes off to Martin. He'll bring it across center ice. Pass to the near wing for Picton. She skates furiously up to the puck. Gets it. Christina Picton shot right on. Saved by the blocker of Gravel. Another good chance for Ontario. Another solid save by Alexandre Gravel. Still 1-0 as Quebec try to respond with some offense of their own. They get the puck in deep. Martin tracks it to the far corner. LeBlanc challenges him for possession. LeBlanc hit by Wilkinson. Calmone in there as well. Calmone takes it, makes the pass to Martin. He uses the glass to play it high and out to center ice. 2:10 left in the first. Trebaul does well to shield the puck. Passed ahead, but his teammate LeBlanc lost a stick and lost his balance. Trebaul chases after as they get it in deep. Bernard in there as well for Quebec, but it's Blanchard for Team Ontario pinning it against the boards. Blanchard makes the pass. There's a big hit thrown by Auclair as he's ramping up the physical play. Bernard with a hit of his own. They try hold the zone. Auclair takes possession. He's got Trebaul pinching in, makes the pass, takes it on his right hand, takes the shot, and it goes wide as he tried to pick the top corner near side. 1:30 left in the period. That's going to be a teeing penalty against Team Ontario as it's deflected by Wilkinson. Sivapatha Sundaram got a piece of it. And now we get the penalty called against Anthony Calmone, and Team Quebec going to the power play. As they're 0 for 3 here in the period, but that's a little deceiving because pretty much all their power plays have been impeded by Ontario penalties. They did have a bit of a 5-on-3 for a stretch. It was roughly 50 seconds of 5-on-3 power play that they couldn't convert. Jacob Webb settles in for the draw against Curtis Duguay. 1:25 left in the first period. Team Ontario leading Team Quebec 1-0 as you're tuned into the 2019 Canadian Sledge Hockey Championships. Duguay strips it away from Trebaul, and he's able to clear it down the length of the ice. A rolling puck. Gravel had to be careful. That was curling towards his net, and he was trailing out to the corner, but he played it smart, and now it's on the stick of Bouquet. Aurélien Bouquet makes the pass. It's controlled by Anton Jacob Webb, as Trebaoul chasing after for Quebec, but it's Bouquet bringing it across the blue line. Shot back out. I think just a delayed offside, no penalty, but a big collision at the blue line, and with the offside call, we get a stoppage with 45.6 seconds left in the period and a minute 20 left in the Team Quebec power play. Nice to see a different playlist on day number 2. I was wondering if we were going to get the same cycle as yesterday. I still got to get them to play Round and Round by Rat at some point. That will happen. Jacob Webb tries to scrum for the draw, as with 40 seconds left in the period, Riley tries to keep it underneath him, and he does so long enough to earn the whistle. 39 seconds left in the period. Registered shots on goal, 3-2, favoring Team Ontario. Riley wins the face-off. Calvert banks it off the boards, down the ice. Gravel out of his crease and plays it to Auclair with 30 seconds left in the period. Tambrello felt he was interfered with. Nothing doing as the puck gets into the zone. Auclair skating after it, shovels it towards the goal. Sivapatha Sundaram freezes it. Auclair did well to try stop the collision, and I think the Ontario players realize that. They just give him a couple of stern words, but no physical altercation out of that sequence. I mean, really nothing Auclair could do. He did his best to try hold up. Are they calling a penalty against Auclair? No. Wow. That's interesting. I didn't think they were going to call the penalty. He gets ticketed for, I think they motioned roughing, goalie interference. So that's really interesting. As my cameraman Darren mentions, if you're going to call that, how do you allow the goal to stand? That's a real tough call because it's basically a bang-bang play. It's the same type of play at both ends of the ice. I think that's the point that Bouquet is making right now to the referee. How do you allow the goal, but then you ticket my guy for interference? That's a real tough break for Team Quebec on both ends. So that wipes out the Quebec power play. So we'll get 52 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey, but there's only 17.6 seconds left in the first period, which has been an eventful one despite it only being a 1-0 game. Jacob Webb faces off against Colton Martin. Jacob Webb wins it. Picton runs into Bouquet. Quebec take possession. They send it down the ice. 7 seconds left in the period. Well, Sivapatha Sundaram came out and had the sort of intent of playing it, but it's called icing with 2.4 seconds left in the period. So the face-off comes back to the left of Alexandre Gravel. Ontario will pull the goalie to get the extra attacker out for the face-off with 2.4 seconds left in the period. And that'll make it a 5-on-4 as Colton Martin faces off against Anton Jacob Webb. Martin wins it back to Riley. Shot! It's deflected and behind the goal. Never made it to the front of the net. The buzzer sounds, and after the opening period, Team Ontario skate away with a 1-0 lead, coming on a goal from Corey Montgomery. As we'll start the second period with some 4-on-4 hockey. It's the 2019 Canadian Sledge Hockey Championships, second period coming up between Team Ontario and Team Quebec. All right, hockey fans, let's get you set for the second period of play in this rival matchup between Ontario and Quebec. Ontario leading 1-0. The lone goal in the first period coming from the stick of Corey Montgomery. We'll start the period 4-on-4 as it'll be Calmone coming out of the box. And then it'll be a brief power play for Team Ontario. My name's Nico Cardarelli. You're tuned in to the 2019 Canadian Sledge Hockey Championships. Curtis Duguay, Anton Jacob Webb on the draw. The referee checks with the goaltenders. He drops the puck, and we're underway in the second period. Team Ontario turn it over right away as Blanchard coughs it up to Jacob Webb. Jacob Webb tries to cut towards the goal. His path impeded by Duguay, but he cycles behind the goal, centers in front, and that's knocked away by the defenseman Wilkinson. Ontario 10 seconds away from getting a power play of 1 minute and 15 seconds as they dump it off the boards, but Trebaoul does well to hold the zone. His shot off the half wall, that gets stopped by Sivapatha Sundaram. Here comes Calmone out of the box. He receives the puck. Oh, nice back check by Trebaoul to strip it away from Calmone, who could have had a break coming out of the penalty box. Gwendal Trebaoul dumps it down the length of the ice as Blanchard tracks it to the near corner. 45 seconds left on the Ontario power play. Duguay circles back to take possession. Well, it's caught up underneath Blanchard, and they'll whistle it down with 13:57 left to go in the second. 40 seconds remaining in the Team Ontario power play. Again, these power play numbers are going to be a little bit deceiving because of all the infractions. Quebec 0 for 4 on the power play, and Ontario 0 for 1, this being their second power play attempt. But there has not been a clean 2-minute stretch of power play time yet for either team. Off the draw, LeBlanc wins it back to Hines. Pinches in from the point, feathers it down low where it's corralled by Crane. Crane working up the far wing. Good pass over to Riley. Brings it across the blue line. Garrett Riley absorbs the check. There's a big hit by Bernard. Picked up by Crane. He tries to work his way down low. It's corralled by Riley in the corner. Riley stick handling under his sled. Tries to center it. There's the pass. Shot right on. Good save by Gravel, as the opportunity came from the stick of Colton Martin. Martin maybe should have got a bit more off that shot, but a good save by Gravel nevertheless, and just 7 seconds remaining in the Ontario power play. Faceoff comes to the left of the goaltender Gravel, as it'll be Jacob LeBlanc, the grade 11 student at Moncton High, facing off against Sam Swafford. Swafford wins it to Tambrello. Passed over to Calvert at the left point. Plays it down low where Riley takes it. Out of the box comes the Quebec player Auclair, so we're back to 5-a-side hockey. Ontario unable to capitalize, and then they get ticketed with a penalty as Bouquet gets craned backwards. And that's, roughing, elbowing, stiff-arming, you can take your pick pretty much. Head contact is what they ticket the penalty for, and it's going to be Garrett Riley going to the box. He doesn't like the call. He feels like there was embellishment from Bouquet, but the referees ticket the penalty, and it'll be a Team Quebec power play. 0 for 4 with the man advantage here. Just under 2 minutes played in the period, as Ontario out shooting Quebec 4-3. But it'll be a Quebec power play as Leroux gets set to face off against Picton. Auclair takes position at the far side hash marks. Jacob Webb, who normally cycles in for the face-off, mans the left wing. Scrum for the puck. Leroux flips it over to the left wing, but Jacob Webb had skated to the dot. It's corralled by Trebaoul. Trebaoul plays it down low. That's going to be an interference call against Calvert. It's going to be a long 5-on-3 power play here for Team Quebec. Calvert with an undisciplined penalty. He's going to the box for interference. And Team Quebec will have 1:44 of power play time. Team Quebec trying to get fired up as they send out Leroux to take the face-off. Joey Leroux, the Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu native, wins the face-off, plays it back to Trebaoul. Leroux loses the puck to Crane. He absorbs the check from Auclair. Auclair tries to dig it out from underneath Crane. Rod the Bod Crane lays on top of it and does well to get the whistle, taking 18 seconds off the penalty. There's just 1:26 left on the 5-on-3. 12:34 left in the period. Face-off comes to the right of Sivapatha Sundaram. Duguay on the draw for Ontario. Leroux for Quebec. Leroux wins it over to Jacob Webb. Auclair tries to cut his way to the net. That's blocked out by Crane. They try jam it home on the near side. Jacob Webb works far side. The goaltender, Sivapatha Sundaram, has lost his stick. It's tied up in the back of the mesh. Nice job by his defenseman Crane to pull it out, helping his goaltender as the puck out to center ice. Trebaoul brings it back in just offside. Good call at the line by the officials. That was tight. Bouquet doesn't like it, but Quebec just mistimed the zone entry. And they've still got 1:02 left on this 5-on-3, but they've yet to muster any significant chances here with the two-man advantage. Face-off comes back just outside the Quebec blue line, as it'll be Leroux to take the draw against Duguay. Check that, that's Riley. No, that is Duguay, number 20. Martin actually wins the draw for Ontario as Trebaoul plays it ahead. Bouquet, again they go in offside. Frustration mounting here from Team Quebec as they can't quite get on the same wavelength going across the blue line. 53 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3. Shots 4 apiece as we've played 3 minutes here in the second period. A lot of physical play, not a lot of offensive chances as it's a tight checking game. Bouquet makes a good cross-ice pass to Toussignon. She gets hit by Blanchard, who then clears it down the ice. 40 seconds left in the 5-on-3 power play as Trebaoul picks it up in the near corner. Leaves it for his captain, Bouquet, shielding it from Martin. Boisvert. Toussignon has it skip under her stick. It goes right in on goal as Sivapatha Sundaram leaves it for his defenseman, Blanchard. Quebec hold the zone as Bouquet working the near wall. Trebaoul. Shot, that gets deflected by the stick of Crane. First penalty about to expire. Team Quebec will still have 20 seconds left on the power play. As Trebaoul takes a shot, that gets blocked. Ontario player coming out of the box. Riley wanted to turn back. You can see the smile on his face. He knows that He just missed on a short-handed breakaway opportunity. Physical play against the end boards as Trebaul crashes into his man, and then Grignon hits Martin against the boards as well. Quebec unable to capitalize on that long 5-on-3. We're back to even strength hockey as Bouquet feeds it ahead, intended for Toussignon. Picked off by Picton. She gets hammered by Boisvert as Grignon against the boards. Boisvert takes possession at the hash marks. Feathers in front just under the sled of Toussignon. Trebaul tries to hold the line. Martin smartly spins away from that check and then feathers it down the ice. Good angle to bank it down. No icing as Bouquet picks it up for Team Quebec. Bouquet tries a long stretch pass. That gets picked off by Blanchard. On the second effort, LeBlanc takes possession. Chipped ahead, intended for Boisvert. He's got to hustle to beat Montgomery to it. The two go shoulder to shoulder, crash into the boards. Montgomery has it caught behind him. He's still trying to locate it. Trapped underneath him, and now it's on the stick of LeBlanc. Oh, he gets can open there. I mean, that's an obvious penalty, as that's some poor play by the captain of Team Ontario. LeBlanc obviously taking exception. He doesn't realize it wasn't Montgomery who went after him. Now Blanchard cycles back to say, hey, it was me that got you. If you got a problem, come after me. My number's 14. My name's Blanchard. And as he heads to the penalty box, LeBlanc gives him a bit of a facetious clap, saying, all right, go enjoy your 2-minute break. It's another power play for Team Quebec, 0 for 6 here this afternoon. Leroux on the face-off. Swafford does well to scoop it away. Tambrello, he gets clipped by Auclair as Crane can't clear the zone. Auclair centers in front. Sivapatha Sundaram holds on to that one for a face-off as frustrations mounting. Alexis Auclair showing some signs of frustration. A minute 45 left in the Team Quebec power play. Got a great crowd on hand here as Bouquet receives the pass, centered in front, redirected just wide by Auclair, as that may have been their best chance in the last few moments. Physical play. Crane gets hit by Bouquet, but he does well to clear the puck down the ice with a minute 25 left in the Quebec power play. Anton Jacob Webb takes possession. Speeding out of his own zone. Endures a hit from Tambrello. Moves the puck ahead. Crane takes possession. He takes Bouquet into the boards. No call there. As Quebec bring it in offside. So we'll get the stoppage with 8:52 left in the period and a minute 10 remaining in the Quebec power play. Face-off just outside the Team Ontario blue line as it's Tom Gabriel settling in to take the face-off against Joey Leroux. Leroux has played 8 seasons with Transat de Montréal, and he's one of the assistant captains here for Team Quebec this weekend as you're tuned into the 2019 Canadian Sledge Hockey Championships. Leroux waved out of the face-off. He's not happy about that. So it'll be his teammate Auclair to come in and take the draw. And look at that encroachment by Leroux. He was basically right in there to take it anyways. Quebec win the face-off. They get the puck in deep. Sharma, she gets bodied against the boards by Leroux. Puck still underneath Sharma. She does well with the misdirection play, and now Calvert rips it around the boards. Good job by Hines to hold the line. His shot, oh, what a save! Sivapatha Sundaram flashes the leather on that shot that was tracking to the top of the net and keeps it a 1-goal game. Stretching back, he makes a great glove save. With 49 seconds left in the Quebec power play and 8:31 left in the period. Team Ontario leading 1-0. They're being outshot 6-4. But they lead this game thanks to a first period goal by Corey Montgomery. Puck corralled by Gregoire. He tries to feather it on goal to the near boards. Held in at the line by Barbet. Pass to Gregoire from the half wall. He tries to center it in front. 25 seconds left on the power play. Trebaoul by the far side, hash marks off the wall. Tries to get that one goal side, but again it's blocked. Gabriel banks it off the boards and out through center ice, where Jacob LeBlanc takes possession for Team Quebec. Final 10 seconds of the Quebec power play. Trebaoul passes ahead for Gregoire. Gregoire thought about the shot. Now he lets it fly. It was deflected wide. Penalty over, so we're back to five-a-side hockey. LeBlanc, his shot just tipped wide by Gregoire. He had a wide open net with Sivapatha Sundaram diving over to try cover it, and it just went wide. Here goes Garrett Riley in transition into the zone. Shot right on. Gravel gets just enough to deflect it out. Second opportunity, Riley couldn't sweep it on net, and then he got hit hard. He is down, and he seems to be all right as he's popped back up, but certainly shaken up after that collision. Martin tries to corral a shot from the hash marks. It's blocked. Furious scramble as Crane makes the pass to Riley. Riley's shot attempt gets blocked by Trebaoul. 7 minutes remaining in the period. Martin receives the pass, dishes it off to Riley. He tries to snipe one short side, but it goes wide. Gregoire, feeling the pressure, banks it off the boards down the ice, where it'll be corralled by Rod Crane. Crane, lead pass, it's turned over. Trebaoul picks it off. Trebaoul, he gets hit hard in front of his own bench. Team Quebec wanting a penalty, nothing coming from it. Colton Martin, he sends that down the ice. That's going to be an icing call, unless it gets waved off. It has enough to go for icing, and they whistle it down with 6:21 left in the period, although Anthony Calmone protesting that he had beaten them out on the race to the puck. He doesn't like the icing call, but it stands, and the face-off comes to the left of Sivapatha Sundaram. And they give Ontario credit. They try sneak a change in, but the referee's all over that one. Good job by the officials to spot that. 6:21 left in the period. Team Ontario leading Team Quebec 1-0. As you're tuned in to the 2019 Canadian Sledge Hockey Championships. Boisvert wins the faceoff. Bouquet, his shot. Sivapatha Sundaram makes a save off the crossbar, and then he sweeps behind him to knock it out. Are you kidding me? That was ridiculous. The shot from Bouquet, blockered by Sivapatha Sundaram, off the crossbar, and then he sweeps behind him to keep it out. That's insane. Hines dumps it back in, delayed offside. Montgomery takes possession. He's got the lone goal in this game. Lead pass for Riley. Out of his reach, that's no icing as it was touched by Riley. Hines gets to it, physical hit behind the play. I think that's going to be Bouquet who gets the penalty, although he seems to have taken the worst of that contact. He was in late. Yeah, it is going to be Aurélien Bouquet for interference. He takes the worst of the collision, but he's the guilty party, and Ontario will go to the power play. 0 for 2 here this afternoon, with 5:39 left in the second period of play. So the Team Quebec captain, Aurélien Bouquet, to the box for 2. As Curtis Duguay settles in to take the face-off, as Ontario head to the power play, leading this game 1-0. Quebec tries sneak a player on for a late change, but it's waved off by the officials, and it'll be Auclair to take the face-off. He wins it back to the corner for Hines. Hines sweeps it around the boards to the far side. Crane pinches in from the point to make the play. Jacob Webb, he takes a bit of a hit on the back of the head from Crane. Crane comes out of the pack with the puck, loses it to Trebaoul, and now it's out to center ice. Calvert takes possession. He gets hit hard, but made the pass to Swafford. Sam Swafford shields the puck, gains the shooting lane, tried to feed it back to the near side, but it was blocked by Trebaoul. Short-handed, Team Quebec trying to create some offense as Jacob Webb skating the puck into the offensive zone, but it's offside. And we'll get the face-off with 4:58 left in the period and 1:19 left in the Team Ontario power play. Just about as tight of a game as you can get. Shots 6-5 in favor of Quebec. The score, though, favoring Team Ontario 1-0. Very little separating these two teams as we've got a great crowd on hand here to take in the action at the 2019 Canadian Sledge Hockey Championships. Shout out to the community of Elmira and Woolwich for doing a great job putting this event on and coming out to support it. As Trebaoul takes possession, plays it off the glass and inside the Ontario zone, but from the wrong side of center ice, they whistle it down as an icing, but Team Quebec are short-handed. As Trebaoul tries to protest his case here, he speaks to the head referee saying, listen, we're short-handed, how can I be called for icing? So I suspect that we'll drop the puck at center ice. And yes, the linesman realizes his mistake, and the fairest thing to do is drop it at center ice. So 4:45 left in the period, 1:06 left in the power play as Christina Picton faces off against Jacob LeBlanc. Gabriel skates in and takes possession. Trebaoul gets it off the boards. This time he dumps it down as it goes behind the goal where it's controlled by Crane. Crane off the boards, held the line by Barbet. He feathers it towards the net. The rolling puck goes over to the far corner with 40 seconds left in the Ontario power play. Stretch pass picked off. Gabriel had it for a moment, loses it to Trebaoul, who fires it back inside the Ontario zone. Nothing doing on this Ontario power play, just 25 seconds left in the man advantage. Calvert tries to break out the far side. Trebaoul pinches in, good job to hold the zone. 15 seconds left in the Ontario power play as LeBlanc tries to pin it up against the end boards. So both teams now a combined 0 for 10 on the power play here today. Again, that's slightly deceiving as that was one of very few clean 2-minute power plays, but still combined 0 for 10. Oh, huge open ice hit by Bouquet on Crane, and then LeBlanc crashes into his own man. Picton, she feathers that ahead, intended for Sharma. It's right in on goal, and Gravel freezes it for the face-off with 3:17 left in the second period of play. Physical play really picking up here. The open ice hits, they're coming fast and furious. And if this is any preview of the semi-final game at 5 o'clock, fans here are in for a treat. You do not want to miss that broadcast at 5 p.m. today when Ontario will play Quebec in the first of 2 semi-final games. Martin tries to draw it back. Boisvert loses possession, but it's picked up by Hines. Hines checking his passing lanes, feeds it ahead forward to Signon. She does well to spin back, makes the pass to Boisvert. He gets hit, loses the puck, and it'll be Colton Martin getting to it first for Team Ontario. Martin chips it off the boards and out across center ice. Riley skating hard after it. Hines cuts off his lane. Play continues on as Calmone picks up the puck. He's got a centering option. Great play by Gravel to sweep it away with the paddle, and then he knocks the net well off. I mean, it may have been off already, but if it wasn't, he made sure that it went off. As Gravel has had just about enough of this crash creasing. I mean, again, the lone Ontario goal comes from a play where they crash the crease. Quebec has been called for goalie interference. You probably could have made a case there could have been a call there against Ontario for the goal mouth scramble as they go hard into the crease of Gravel. Nothing comes out of it, and we stay 5 aside with 2:40 left in the period. Martin wins the face-off. The shot from Calmone well over top the net. Wilkinson into the corner. Riley Calmone back to the point. Blanchard thinking about a shot. Pass for Calmone. Tees it up, and that's blocked by Boisvert. And then Boisvert gives Calmone a shot for crashing into the goaltender. Behind the play, the two continue to tie up. We're getting lots of scrums along the far side boards. It's Riley and Grignon, and then in the crease it was Calmone and Bouquet. Lots of chatter. I don't think you need a translator for that conversation. Nice choice of music, Bad Boys here, the Bad Boys theme song, as I thought we were going to get some penalties, and yeah, we are. Calmone's going to go to the box for sure. Bouquet, I would think the player penalized for Team Quebec, will get offsetting roughing minors. And the goaltender, Gravel, being checked out here by the trainer. Again, Gravel has had to weather the brunt of a few collisions here throughout this game. And as a result, seems to be in some discomfort and has maybe picked up an injury. That could also explain why Gravel knocked off the net the way he did, making sure that he got a nice long break. As there's lots of discussion with the referees right now. Blanchard in there for Team Ontario. Leroux from Team Quebec. Gravel continues to get checked out by the trainer. Not sure if it's an equipment issue or an injury. Something with the right leg, something with the right knee area potentially. It appears Gravel will be okay to continue on in goal for Team Quebec. .2:14 remaining in the period. Roughing minors issued out to Anthony Calmone and Aurélien Bouquet. And we'll have five-a-side hockey here with the coincidental roughing minors. Ontario's goaltender Sivapatha Sundaram coming to the bench. I think he just wants to have a quick chat as he starts to make his way back to his goal. Getting a fresh water bottle, Sivapatha Sundaram tracks back to the goal for Team Ontario. As the face-off will come to the right of Alexandre Gravel. Well, they're playing the Fortnite song today, but I don't see anybody doing the dance. I think the demographics today, not quite. This is the theme song for when you're loading the play screen for Fortnite. This is what plays. It's super annoying. I don't know why kids love it. And the character does that really weird dance that the kids do. I can't do it, but. Well, we're just about set to get the action back underway, although the Team Quebec bench waving for the referee to come over. And Sivapatha Sundaram will also track over to the Ontario bench. I'm not sure what the issue is here. Maybe a goaltending change, although that would go against the game plan from what Team Ontario have been doing. Sivapatha Sundaram still by his bench. Oh, we got one kid doing the dance. Over by the Baker Tilly sign. Yep, he's wearing the Santa hat. There we go. That's the dance the character does when you're loading the Fortnite game. Yeah, this kid knows what's going on. I'm sure he's played it quite a few times, yes. His mother does not look impressed. Amused, but maybe not impressed. Darren asking me to describe his style, his fashion style. I would say eclectic. The young man wearing a Santa hat, a tracksuit, And he's got some moves. We'll give him that. Oh, he does not look impressed with the DJ right now. Can we get this kid to go viral? I think we're going to get a viral moment here. Quite a delay, as I think there's an equipment issue maybe with Sivapatha Sundaram, as he's remained parked by the Team Ontario bench. Yeah, there's got to be some kind of an equipment issue with the Team Ontario goalie, Ilan Sivapatha Sundaram, who you can check out on Twitter at Ilan_Siva. He's played 6 seasons with the Mississauga Cruisers. His favorite NHL team, the Detroit Red Wings. And when he's not cheering on the Red Wings, who haven't been in the playoffs in a while, works as a graphic artist. .2:14 remaining in the period. As the players getting a little restless here. All right, so there must have been either an injury or a big equipment issue with Sivapatha Sundaram, because Jessie Gregory, she takes over the net for Team Ontario with 2:14 left in the period. So I'll be curious for the third period to see if Gregory will start or if it'll be Sivapatha Sundaram. Was it an injury or an equipment issue? We'll find out to start the third. In the meantime, Ontario will have it. We're playing 4-on-4 hockey here for the next minute 45. Wilkinson at the left point tries to fire it deep. It hits his own man, Blanchard. Wilkinson stick handling, shielding it from Jacob Webb. Riley, he gets hit hard by Trebaul. Quebec trying to force the play here. They don't want Ontario just to milk the clock as it's underneath Riley. Eau Claire comes into the pack late. And here come the extracurriculars once again. Well, it must have just been an equipment issue because they switch again. Sivapatha Sundaram back in the game. Gregory comes out of the goal. As again, it just must have been a brief equipment issue. And out of the pack away behind the puck, Trebaul seems to have some choice words for some of the Ontario players. As Rod Crane chirps at him, Trebaul with his glove gives him the keep talking motion. No love lost between these rivals. Again, Sivapatha Sundaram back in net for Team Ontario. Nice job by Jessie Gregory. She gets the shutout. A little tongue-in-cheek. I'm a goalie too, so hey, you take any minute of shutout action you can get. We're back underway with the action on the ice. As with 1:35 left in the period, Riley tracks it to the far corner. Over skates it, Jacob Webb takes possession. Pass ahead for Trebaul. Fed over to the far wing for Eau Claire. Bit of a heavy touch. That'll go right in on Sivapatha Sundaram. Oh, a quick whistle. He never had possession, but the quick whistle to avoid any contact, and they'll have the face-off to the left of the Ontario goaltender. Colton Martin settles in for the draw. Quebec will make a change. It'll be the duo of Bernard and LeBlanc coming out for the face-off. Jacob LeBlanc, 6th season with the Fredericton Caps. Again, just in grade 11 this year at Moncton High. He settles in for the face-off for Team Quebec. Colton Martin, the Six Nations Ontario player, makes won the faceoff, but they couldn't clear the zone. It's picked up by LeBlanc behind the goal. He's bodied by Martin. It's now secured by Riley. 1:05 left in the period. Trebaul keeps it in at the point. His shot attempt knocked down, and then he got hit hard by Crane. Those two have got a real good battle going on as Trebaul, his shot attempt blocked. Crane takes possession. Final minute of play, 35 seconds left of 4-on-4. Crane turns it over to Trebaul as he makes the pass near side to Bernard, and then Riley comes in with a dirty hit on Trebaul. Sivapatha Sundaram almost got caught out of position. Trebaul got hit in the head hard behind the play after he dumped the pass off. That's a bad hit by Riley. Good call by the officials, but a certainly concerning sight for Team Quebec as Gwendol Trebaul on the ice in serious pain right now as the Quebec coaching staff want a word with the referees. I mean, it's got to be at least a 2-minute minor for a hit to the head and maybe more. That was a bad decision by Garrett Riley. We hope it's nothing serious for Gwendol Trebaul, who's in some serious discomfort, basically blindsided after passing off the puck. Trebaul is a real tough player, and he seems to have been able to shake that off. Wow, that's amazing that he's going to be able to skate to the bench on his own power. 38.5 seconds left in the period. He's certainly shaken up, but I think maybe Ontario is starting to poke the bear. Team Quebec, you know they're going to want to respond after that hit. And the best way to respond here is with a goal. They'll have a 2-minute power play coming out of that hit to the head. So it'll be a 5-on-4 power play with 38.5 seconds left in the period. Right now they've only got 4 skaters. Actually, they're going to make it a 4-on-3 here, I think. So Ontario will have to take a player off the ice. And that makes sense as you've got the 2 players coming out of the box in 24 seconds. Quebec win the scrum for the puck. Jacob Webb circling around, tries to get a shooting lane, shot right on, and he scores! Anton Jacob Webb ties this game as he slides it past Sivapatha Sundaram. Quebec strike, and they still have, well, no, the penalty wiped out because it's a power play goal by Quebec. And with 29.9 seconds left in the period, they have tied this game at 1. So on their 7th power play of the game, Quebec finally strike 1 for 7. Sivapatha Sundaram seems to have an equipment issue with his sled. There's 29.5 seconds left in the period. If anything, you got to switch him up again and get to the locker room and fix this. I mean, he never had a chance on that goal anyways. Ontario protesting. I'm not sure what they're upset about, but yeah, that's a good goal as Quebec have tied this game on the power play. Anton Jacob Webb gets the equalizer. Quebec strike on the power play. We're all tied up at 1. As Blanchard getting right in the path of Jacob Webb. And the officials who just want to have a conversation wisely step in and chat with the 2 players. Bit of confusion on the clock above as to what's going on. They'll get it all sorted out. We can tell you we're all tied up at 1 with 29.9 seconds left in the second period. Shots even at 7 apiece in this game between Team Ontario and Team Quebec. You're tuned in to the 2019 Canadian Sledge Hockey Championships. All right, it's all sorted out. T's are crossed, I's are dotted, the paperwork's done. I mean, the clock still doesn't read right for the penalties, but that doesn't matter. We got 29.9 seconds left in the period. We're all tied up at 1 after the power play goal by Team Quebec, coming off the stick of Anton Jacob Webb. 4-on-4 for the next minute 51. No, next 15 seconds, I believe. As an audible groan from the crowd reacting to the scorer's box. All right, so we're moments away from puck drop. I think Garrett Riley has just been kicked out of the game. Upon review, it seems like a game misconduct for Riley as he's been taken out of the box. Colmone goes in to serve the penalty. Riley down the bench. I think he's been out of this game with a game misconduct. We'll wait for the official announcement, but he was the player who got penalized for the hit to the head. But that's what I'm speculating at the moment, as it seems a little bit odd that they would pull Riley out of the box and replace him, but we'll wait for the official announcement. 29 seconds left in the period. We're all tied up now at 1-1. Here's the goal announcement as Anton Jacobs-Webb gets the goal. Unassisted power play goal by Jacob Webb. Feathered down behind the Quebec net. Jacob Webb into the near corner. 7 seconds left in the period. LeBlanc tries to pin it. It comes out through the blue line. The buzzer sounds and we finally end the second period. Ontario were close to getting out of the frame, leading 1-0, but a late power play goal by Team Quebec, coming off the stick of Anton Jacobs-Webb, with just 29.9 seconds left in the period. And after 2 periods of play, we're all tied up 1-1. Third period of play coming up in this game between Ontario and Quebec. You're tuned in to the 2019 Canadian Sledge Hockey Championships. All right, sports fans, who's hungry for some third period action? We got one fan who is. I think he just wants a sugar rush. Team Ontario coming back out on the ice, and how about that? Garrett Riley coming out with the team, so it appears he's still in this game. He was pulled out of the penalty box late in the second period after delivering a hit to the head of Trebaul. But Riley joins his team on the bench to start the third period. And good to see Gwendol Trebaul back on the ice as well for Team Quebec after he was hit real hard just in front of his own bench, blindsided, but he gets set to take the ice here for the third period. As Team Quebec capitalized on the subsequent power play, the goal coming off the stick of Anton Jacob Webb, and that tied the game with just 29.9 seconds left in the period. We start the third period all square, 1-1 between Team Ontario and Team Quebec. Shots 7 apiece. As the teams are ready to go, here come the refs, and we'll get the third period underway. Boisvert to face off against Picton. Team Ontario, Team Quebec all tied at 1. Third period action underway. Trebaul picks up the loose puck. Skating it out of his own zone, bringing it across center ice, working the left wing. Trebaul all the way into the zone, loses his balance. It goes into the corner. Trebaul still with the puck for Team Quebec. Tries to shovel it out front. That gets blocked by Wilkinson. As Montgomery takes possession, they whistle it down. Not sure what the issue is, but we'll get a stoppage just 33 seconds into the period. Face-off coming to the right of Ilan Sivapathasundaram as Boisvert settles in for the draw against Martin. Martin pulls it back to the corner. No one there from Ontario as Boisvert crashes in with Blanchard. Boisvert comes up with the puck, stripped away from him by Martin. Wilkinson taps it to Martin behind his goal as he wheels out the near side. Trebaul holds the line along the near wing. Quickly, Ontario get it out to center ice. Gwendol Trebaul brings it back into the zone. He gets checked, loses possession. Martin regains possession across his own blue line. Toussignon, she picks off the pass. She gets crunched hard. She can't believe there's no teeing call on that one. Play continues on after the hit by Martin. Blanchard again throws an elbow. This time that gets called. The physical play from Ontario getting undisciplined as Toussignon has some choice words there for Blanchard. She has had just about enough. The national team player, Raphael Toussignon, showing some backbone here, not being intimidated by the men. She's holding her own, and in doing so, she draws a penalty against the Team Ontario captain, Brendan Blanchard. Team Quebec back to the power play. 1 for 7 here this afternoon. Their lone goal coming on the power play at the end of the second period. Leroux to face off against Martin. Off the draw, the scrum for the puck. It's caught up underneath of Calvert. Elbowing the call against Blanchard. Bouquet picks it up at his own blue line. Aurélien Bouquet does well to evade the check of the defender. Bouquet across the blue line, through the high slot, makes the pass to Trebaul. His left-handed shot just goes wide. Off the side of the net, Bouquet tries to center it, broken up by Martin. Auclair does well to hold the zone. Trebaul, he gets hit hard, loses the puck behind the goal to Calvert. Calvert checked off the puck as it's dug out by the goal scorer, Jacob Webb. Bouquet, he gets smacked. Play continues on. 1:05 remaining in the Quebec power play. Puck comes out inside the Quebec blue line where Gravel out of his net to tap it ahead for Trebaul. Gwendol Trebaul, lead pass intended for Jacob Webb. He taps it into the zone. It's picked off by Riley, who will certainly have a target on his back after that hit against Trebaul late in the second. Riley tries to keep the puck underneath him. It comes out, but they whistle it down with 34 seconds remaining in the power play and just under 3 minutes played here in the period. Team Quebec and Team Ontario all tied up 1-1 as you're tuned in to the 2019 Canadian Sledge Championships. LeBlanc settles in for the face-off against Colmone. Scrum for the puck. Colmone clears it to the line, but not out. Hines holds it in, makes the pass to the near point for Bouquet. Bouquet, his shot wide off the end boards, picked up by Gregoire. Gregoire tries to feather it in. That shot goes over top the goal. Bouncing off the glass, it's picked up along the near side hash marks by Bouquet. He gets hit hard. Colmone unable to clear the zone. On the second effort, it's shot down the ice by Montgomery. Gravel heads up play to come out of his net with Colmone streaking down the ice. Penalty over. Quebec unable to capitalize on the power play. Now 1 for 8 in the game. And they'll have another penalty power play coming up. Colmone undisciplined. They're going to whistle it down right away as I think they're worried about a potential collision with the goaltender coming out. So Colmone will head to the box. And Quebec, after not generating much on that last power play, will go right back to the man advantage. 1 for 8. And Team Quebec will take an impromptu timeout here to talk some strategy about this power play as we're still all tied up at 1. 11:25 to go in the third period. If we end the third period tied, we'll go to an overtime period. And should that remain tied, we go to a 3-a-side shootout. But we've still got a lot of hockey left before that happens. We get a player being issued off the ice there. I couldn't quite make out who it was. I think it actually may have been Bouquet from Team Quebec. I'll keep an eye out if number 5, Aurélien Bouquet, takes the ice again, but I think he just went down the tunnel with the trainer. Christina Picton settles in to take the face-off. Quebec have a 2-minute power play coming up. They're 1 for 8 with the man advantage as Sébastien Boisvert settles in for the draw. Wins it back for Trebaul. Jacob Webb skating in off the half wall. Centers in front. Shot by Boisvert, knocked away. Jacob Webb tries to jam it home. Sivapath Sundaram covers the post. Behind the goal, the far side. Auclair tries to work his way out front. Tambrello clears it around the far boards. Hines, his shot off the end boards, lively bounce. Auclair crashes the crease. Picton plays it to the boards in the corner. Rips around the near side to Trebaul. Trebaul takes possession. Nice job to evade the check. Centered in front. Goal mouth scramble. Where is it? It's underneath a couple of players. Picked up by Jacob Webb. Jacob Webb cycles back out through the high slot. Circling to the near side. His shot gets blocked by Martin. Rolling puck out to the blue line. Nice hustle by Trebaul to keep it in. And he just holds the line. Great play. Bookmark that if Quebec can capitalize. They've got 1 minute remaining on the power play. Jacob Webb picks it up in the near corner. Stick handles away from Martin. Centers for Trebaul. His shot attempt behind the goal as it may have gone off a defender. Martin banks it off the boards into the far corner. Hines pinching in from the point. Takes a big hit but makes the play in doing so. Martin, he just got away from that check from Eau Claire as he had intents of crushing Martin there, but Ontario clear it down the ice. Just 25 seconds left in the Quebec power play. Trebaul trying to work out of his own zone along the near wing. Checked closely by Duguay. Passed off to LeBlanc. He goes cross ice to Bernard. 5 seconds remaining in the Quebec power play. LeBlanc receives the pass, crunches into Curtis Duguay, and then it's shot down the ice by Team Ontario. That's going to be an icing call against the team in white with 9:18 remaining in the period. Few words and a few jabs exchanged there between two of the youngsters, Curtis Duguay and Jacob LeBlanc. As LeBlanc continuing to persist after Duguay with his verbal attack as LeBlanc settles in for the face-off against Calmone. Quebec 1 for 9 on the power play, but the one is a big one as the shot from Gregoire goes wide. The lone goal on the power play from Jacob Webb has tied the game at 1. Back to the point. Trebaul skies it over top the net as he tried to pick the top corner on the far side. Gregoire through the slot, his shot attempt blocked. Second attempt, bouncing puck, never made it to the net. Controlled by Calmone, passed ahead as it's Sam Swafford bringing it across center ice. 8:45 left in the third. Great play by Trebaul to get in the lane and strip it away. He's chasing after it, but Calvert gets to it first, and then Calvert gets crunched by Bernard. Physical play continuing. Good body checks here from both teams. Here goes Sam Swafford working up the right wing. His pass intended for Calmone picked off. Bernard takes possession. A potential 2-on-1, but here comes Montgomery off the bench to defend. Barbe just offside at the line. Bernard, a little bit of hesitation, and they get called for the infraction with 8:17 left in the period. The face-off comes outside the Ontario blue line. As we're still all tied up at 1 between Team Quebec and Team Ontario as we approach the midway mark of the third period. Boisvert to face off against Picton. Toussaint takes position on the right point for the face-off. A set play here for Quebec. They get the puck over to Toussaint. She works the right wing, but they go in offside. And while they drew it up, they couldn't quite execute it, so we'll get the face-off back in the neutral zone with 8 minutes left in the third. Bouquet back on the ice for Team Quebec. That's a good sign as their captain, Aurélien Bouquet, had left the game for a moment with the trainer down the tunnel, but he's back on the ice now, and Quebec try move the puck in deep. Montgomery coughs it up to Toussaint. She gets the puck in along the near boards where it's secured by Gagnon. He gets checked, drops it for Bouquet. Bouquet with the puck on his left stick, shoots it, and it goes wide through the crease. Hines picks it up on his right hand. That shot off the end boards. Lively bounce picked up by Sivapath Sundaram, and he'll freeze that for the draw with 7:41 left in the third. Joey Leroux settles in for the face-off against Christina Picton. Scrum off the draw. Quebec can't quite locate it, and it's Picton who tracks it to the far boards. Nice work by Barbet to get into the fray. Montgomery hammers it off the boards around the near side, but it's held in at the line by Trebal. Jacob Webb makes the pass to Leroux. His shot knocked down by Blanchard, who backhands it to the near boards. A penalty coming out of the scrum. It's going to go against Team Quebec's Eau Claire, roughing the call. He doesn't like this at all, but Team Ontario will head to the power play as Eau Claire gets right in the face of the Ontario captain, Blanchard, and the referees literally have to come in and pull him away. As Eau Claire beaver topping to try. Oh, he gets a misconduct there. Unsportsmanlike. That's, he's got to be smarter there. That just went from a 2-minute power play to a 4-minute power play for Team Ontario. And we've only got 7:13 remaining here in the third period. I understand the frustration. Man, tough break there for Team Quebec as they're going to have to defend a 4-minute power play for Team Ontario. Off the face-off, Martin. It's secured again along the near boards by Riley. Checking his options. He's got Tambrello with him. Picked off his stick. Barbet takes it. So there you go. 2 minutes for roughing, 2 for unsportsmanlike. Pass in front for Riley. He rips it wide. High bounce off the end boards. It stays behind the goal. Nice job by Barbet to tie up against the end boards. Wilkinson in from the right point. Plays it down low to the corner for Tambrello. 6:39 left in the period. 3:25 left in the power play. Tambrello checking his options. Dishes it off to Montgomery. Montgomery shoots. What a save by Gravel. Flashing the leather. And he got just enough to make the glove save. Centered in front. Riley gets a piece of it. Gravel makes the save. And then Gravel sticking his stick out at Riley. The goaltender not happy with Riley taking a shot at the defenseman Trebal. Oh my goodness. That game at 5 o'clock today, you do not want to miss that. Again, these two teams are going to face off later today in the semifinal. So many underlying tones when Ontario and Quebec match up. There's certainly no love lost here between these two teams. Gravel gets away with the poke into the midsection. 3:09 left in the Ontario power play. Tambrello back to the point for Blanchard. Passed ahead for Riley. He clobbers Bouquet. No call there. And then Blaver runs over Tambrello. The physical play really ramping up. Bouquet lays the body along the near boards. Crane tries to hold him down. And with the two players tied up, they whistle it down. As Bouquet trying to get out from the grasp of Crane. 6 minutes remaining in the period. 2:47 left in the Ontario power play. It looks like Aurélien Bouquet is heading over to the box. Is Rod Crane going to join him? Yes, sir. Offsetting minors. Bouquet better watch himself as he slams his stick against the door. Nothing more coming out of that. So Ontario remain on the power play, 5-on-4 for the next 2:47. As settling in for the draw is Duguay against Jacob Webb. Quebec with only 3 skaters, so they got to get one more out there. And here comes Gregoire. Nope, they'll pull him back, and instead they put the defenseman Barbet out. Off the draw, Duguay wins it to the hash marks, but it's picked up by Gwendol Trebahul, who's got a lane to skate up the left wing. Instead, he just dumps it down deep, taking some time off the power play. 2:30 remaining on the Ontario power play as they work it up the near side wing with the goal scorer, Corey Montgomery. His pass gets picked off by Bernard, dumps it in deep as we've got 5.5 remaining in the period. Jacob Webb skating after it to the far corner. Short-handed, he tries to take some more time off the penalty kill. Jacob Webb does well to hold possession against the Ontario checker Swafford. Spins away from Swafford, trying to work his way towards the net for shooting. Oh, what a shot. Great save by Sivapatha Sundaram. Nice play by Jacob Webb to shield the puck, work his way to the net, and eventually get the shot. Long shot off the stick of Jacob Webb. Never made it on goal. Picked up by Blanchard. He plays it near side, held in. Nice play by Trebaul. Just a minute 40 remaining on the Ontario power play. Bernard, he's got Boisvert coming off the bench. Can't feed the pass through as it was well read by Duguay. Curtis Duguay feathers the pass ahead near wing for Christina Picton. Picton shields it from the check of Barbet, drops it for Swafford. Picton tries to center it, but that's blocked by Boisvert. Bouncing puck high in the air. Swafford locates it, directs it on goal. Handled by Gravel, and he freezes that for the face-off with 4:22 left in the period and 1:09 left in the power play. Ontario out shooting Quebec 9-7, but the score all tied up 1-1 with under 5 minutes remaining in the third. You're tuned in to the 2019 Canadian Sledge Hockey Championships as we're streaming to you live from beautiful Elmira, Ontario. Off the face-off. It's caught up underneath Martin. He tries to dig it out. Tambrello gets to it. Cycles back. Endures the hit from Boisvert. Boisvert can't clear it. Colmone checks his passing lanes. Gets it over to Riley. 50 seconds left in the Ontario power play. Martin picks it up at the far side hash marks. Working his way in from the half wall. He goes down low into the corner. Checking his centering passes. Gets it to the top of the slot. Wilkinson couldn't corral it cleanly for a shot. Sweeps it wide. Tambrello takes possession. Thought about skating it out. Makes the pass to Riley. Riley drop pass. Never felt he had the shot. There's a shot from Martin. Lively bounce off the end boards. Tambrello corrals it. Tries to feed it back to Martin. 22 seconds left in the power play. Wilkinson, near side for Martin, working his way off the wall, gets the pass to Colmone, right in on goal. Gravel dives out to cover it up and gets the face-off with 3:27 left in the third period and just 14 seconds left in the power play. And as the two coincidental roughing miners come out of the box, Bouquet and Crane both have some words for each other. And this is a real good preview for 5 o'clock. I think they're going to carry some memories over to that afternoon game. Early evening game, I should say. We're in the afternoon already, as it's a little past 2 o'clock. And we've got our next game and the first of 2 semifinals coming at 5 o'clock Eastern. 3:22 left here in the third period. Jacob Webb circles back to get the puck. Takes the check from Tambrello. Nearly got sandwiched there as Ontario have possession. Tambrello dumps it off for Colmone. Colmone takes the shot right on Gravel with the save. Big rebound, but Gravel covers it up before any further damage can be done. Tremendous goaltending by the Quebec City native, Alexandre Gravel. While his favorite NHL goaltender is Carey Price, he wears number 31. I got to think Carey would be pretty impressed with the performance today by Gravel, as he has really kept his team in it. Not only helping them kill off that long 4-minute power play that Team Ontario could not capitalize on, but also making some very timely saves late here in the third period. Sharma tries to dig it out off the face-off. Skaters from both teams trying to locate the puck. It's caught up underneath Barbet. He makes the pass to Leroux. Leroux drops it but ends up giving it away to Picton. Picton for Montgomery. That's picked off by Bouquet. Bouquet makes the pass to the left wing as Barbet gets it in deep. Auclair skating onto it, gets to it ahead of Blanchard. Auclair trying to cut his way to the front of the goal. He's forced behind the net where he loses possession. 2:30 remaining in the third. Still tied up 1-1 between Ontario and Quebec. Auclair tracks the puck to the far corner. He gets hit by Picton, and that allows Montgomery to take possession for Team Ontario. Montgomery rims it around the boards, held in. Nice job at the line by Bouquet. He makes the pass to Jacob Webb, who fires the shot. Couldn't quite find the face of goal with that attempt. Barbet Pinching in from the point, tries to hold the zone. Nice play by Jacob Webb, ends up giving it away to Picton. She's at the end of the shift. She doesn't have enough gas to take advantage of that lane, and now it's secured by Bouquet. Aurélien Bouquet brings it into the zone for Team Quebec. Working the right wing here near side. Montgomery shielding him. Goes all the way around the boards and across the blue line, where it's picked up by Sébastien Boisvert at center ice. Pass ahead to Bouquet. He makes a quick touch to Jacob Webb. Spins into the zone, ensuring he stays onside with 1:30 remaining in the third period. Trebaoul knocks it down for Boisvert. Boisvert, his pass picked off by Duguay. He's the lone Ontario player in the attacking zone, and he can't make anything more happen. Holds the line. Well, no, it actually gets past him, and Blanchard takes possession. Blanchard dumps it in deep. Hines tracks to the far corner to hold it for Team Quebec. Plays it to the line. Montgomery one-times it. A rolling puck gets knocked down by Trebaoul. That shot attempt also blocked by Hines. Final minute of the third period as we're still tied 1-1. Corey Montgomery, he's got the goal for Ontario. Tried to find Duguay sneaking in off the near wing. Duguay corrals the pass at the face-off dot. Checked closely by Jacob Webb, dishes it off to Swafford. Nice stick handling here by Swafford as it's Tambrello dishing it to Duguay. 35 seconds left in the period. Duguay under pressure from Jacob Webb, shields it, passes it to Tambrello. Shot right on, oh, what a glove save! Alexander Gravel saves the game for Team Quebec as Ontario nearly get the go-ahead goal late here in the third. But what a glove save by Gravel to keep this tied 1-1. Ontario were cycling. They had great puck movement. The shot came, but Tambrello gets stymied by the glove hand of Gravel. 27.5 seconds left in the third period. LeBlanc on the face-off for Quebec. Martin for Ontario, but they're going to have to retake the draw. I think a timeout potentially called. Yeah, Team Ontario calling a timeout. They want to talk some strategy and maybe draw up a play on this offensive zone face-off. Shots 11-7 in favor of Team Ontario. But we're all tied up where it counts most. The score 1-1 between Team Quebec and Team Ontario here in the final round-robin game of the 2019 Canadian Sledge Hockey Championships. At 5 p.m. Eastern, we start the semifinals when these two teams will rematch. It's just a question of seeding, who finishes second and who finishes third. And then at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, we'll have the top seed, Team Alberta, taking on the bottom seed, Team BC, in the other semifinal. We wrap up the action Sunday with the bronze medal game going at 9 a.m. and then the gold medal game at 11:45 a.m. And that'll wrap up the action. 10 games over 3 days here at the 2019 Canadian Sledge Hockey Championships. We're still a long way away from that gold medal game. And with 27 seconds still left on the clock, a lot of time left here in this one as well, as we're all tied up at 1 between Ontario and Quebec. The Quebec fans in the house trying to cheer their team on and give them some encouragement in the final 30 seconds. Team Ontario, guys, am I seeing this right? If they pulled the goalie here, tied 1-1, I mean, why not, I guess? Again, it's really just for seeding. This is pretty unorthodox. Tied 1-1. Ontario have pulled the goalie for the extra attacker. Off the face-off, Martin. Trebaoul banks it off the glass to the far side boards. Wilkinson holds it in. Riley takes the shot. That gets blocked. Loose puck. LeBlanc, he can't clear it. Riley, his pass. Nice job by Crane to hold the line. Martin, he's being held up by Bouquet. They don't spot it. Crane gets crushed. 3 seconds left. That'll pretty much do it. Riley throws it goalbound. Goes behind the net. The buzzer sounds to end the third period, but we got a little more hockey to go. Whoa, there's a shot way after the whistle. This is about to get ugly here, as the youngster, Jacob LeBlanc, losing his cool. He throws a shot and immediately the referee's arm right up in the air. Now, will there be more than just the penalty to LeBlanc coming out of this? Again, these two teams playing again at 5 o'clock in the semifinal. The referee's literally having to stand between the two teams as lots of chatter exchanged. Trebaul, he wants a piece of Wilkinson. Nobody backing down here. Calmone as well, chatting with Trebaul, saying, come on, let's go. LeBlanc, the player who took the shot and threw the punch going after. I mean, this is... Roger, you're going to have your hands full at 5 o'clock, brother. He says, I'm going to call it sick. So, I believe we're still doing the overtime. 5 minutes OT and then a shootout. As they sort this all out down at ice level, this could take a couple of minutes. But we'll be going to a 5-minute overtime and then, if necessary, a shootout. All right, fans, we're moments away from overtime here in this final round-robin game between Team Ontario and Quebec. It's been fireworks, to say the least. Well, we thought we were going to have an Ontario power play to start. They've yet to put the penalty up on the clock. Ontario has 5 skaters lining up, but no, this is going to be 4-on-4, I believe. Ontario still with 5 out there. Now they pull them off, I think. Yeah, so 4-on-4 action here to start OT, as no penalties out of that scrum. Or at least if there were any actually issued, they all negate themselves, but nobody in the box. And we get overtime underway between Ontario and Quebec. Quebec win the opening face-off. Passed ahead to Biquette. He gains the zone on the near side wing. Cuts into the middle. High slot, stick handling. Shot right on. Big rebound after the save. Oh, what a stop! Sivapatha Sundaram shuts the door, making 2 huge saves. The first one on Aurélien Biquette. The second one on Jacob Webb, as Blanchard helping out his goaltender for the second one specifically. The captain, Blanchard, the tandem stop of Blanchard and Sivapatha Sundaram to get it over top the goal. Wow. Quebec oh so close to ending this, just 13 seconds into overtime. Leroux settles in for the draw. Picked in on the face-off for Ontario. Leroux wins it back to the point for Hines. His shot attempt gets blocked, and here's a chance now for Sharma. Nadini Sharma dumps it in deep as she was chased from the backside by Bouquet. He gets to the loose puck behind his own goal, shielding the puck away from Picton. Using the free arm to push off, he makes the pass ahead. Controlled by Boisvert, he sees Bouquet across the line, but that's offside, and they whistle it down with 4:20 left in overtime. As we're all tied up 1-1 between Ontario and Quebec. Face-off coming outside the Ontario blue line. Auclair on the draw for Quebec. And Martin in there for, actually it's Duguay in there for Ontario. Montgomery takes possession, fires it behind his own goal along the far side boards where it's corralled by Tambrello. His pass for Swafford. Swafford gets it right back, but it's picked off by Bernard. 1 minute gone here in overtime as Sam Swafford takes possession for Team Ontario. He gets hit off the puck by Trevaloul. Trevaloul takes it into the zone for Quebec. His shot tracks wide to the far post, over to the near side boards where Ontario try chip it out through center ice, and they do so. Swafford battling on the backside of Auclair. It's controlled by Bernard. Dumped off for Trevaloul. 3:35 left here in overtime. Passed up the left wing for Bernard. Quebec, there's the shot from distance, went well wide as Jacob Webb tracks it to the near corner. Shielding it there from the check of Montgomery. The 2 goal scorers battling in the near corner. Jacob Webb underneath him as he tries to shield it, but it's stripped away and controlled by Duguay. Duguay gets hit, nearly turns it over to Jacob Webb. Jacob Webb takes possession as he stick handles it away from the Ontario defenders. Tambrello takes possession for Ontario across center ice. 3 minutes remaining in overtime. Swafford tries to take it across the blue line. He gets hit hard by Trevaloul as Trevaloul takes the puck for Team Quebec. Makes the pass to Toussignon. She gets crunched by Wilkinson. Puck caught up underneath Toussignon. She scoops it over to the far wing, and Jacob Webb is going to have a clear-cut path to the net if he can hustle. Martin tries to cut him off. Jacob Webb runs out of real estate. Nice defending there by Colton Martin alongside Sharma and Wilkinson. 2:20 left here in overtime. Jacob Webb takes the puck through the high slot. Passes it to Bouquet off the bench ahead of steam. He gets cut off, and then it's shot out of the zone by Sharma. Gabriel to the far boards, challenges Hines for the puck. Hines tries to dump it in deep. It's picked up by Jacob Webb just inside the blue line. Jacob Webb cutting to the net. Drop pass for Toussignon. Her shot rolls on, and it's sticked aside by Sivapatha Sundaram as Toussignon's shot ends up clipping her own sled, and that's why it lost momentum en route to the net. $1:40 left in the period of overtime. Hines takes the pass. Hines feeds it ahead for Boisvert. Receives it off the end wall. Nice job by Sivapatha Sundaram to dive out and cover it up for the face-off with 1:35 left here in overtime. Well, they're playing Michael Jackson's Thriller, and this has been a thriller of a game as we're 1:35 away from a shootout. Can either of these teams end it in overtime? Let's find out as you're tuned in to the 2019 Canadian Sledge Hockey Championships in this final preliminary round game between Team Ontario and Team Quebec. Boisvert scrums for possession. It's picked up by Tambrello. Tambrello shields it from Boisvert, plays it to the near side for Duguay. Grignon pressures Duguay. He plays it off the glass to the far sideline, but it's held in by Bouquet. Good job by Bouquet to hold the zone. Boisvert tries to stick handle around Tambrello. That's picked off. Swafford takes possession and flips it out through center ice. Quickly, Quebec bring it back in. Duguay tries to strip it away from Grignon. 1 minute remaining here in overtime as Duguay cycles back behind his own goal. Tambrello leaves the puck for Duguay. As Ontario try clear it out on the stick of Swafford. Quebec bring it right back in. Bouquet tries to work his way off the wall. Gragnon makes the pass to Boisvert. Evades the check. Bouquet notices the defenseman Hines pinching in from the point, but he can't feed it across ice as he's tied up by Blanchard. 28 seconds left in overtime. Puck caught up underneath. It comes out through the hash marks as they fire it right back up along the near side boards. Tambrello, and it's on goal, covered by the keeper, Sivapatha Sundaram. 17.8 seconds remaining in overtime. If we don't get a goal, we're heading to a shootout. Auclair on the draw for Team Quebec. Christina Picton facing off for Team Ontario. Auclair tries to sweep it back. 15 seconds left in overtime. Dug up underneath Picton. She tries to just lay on it. Auclair gets it. His shot blocked into the corner. 5 seconds left in OT. Sharma banks it off the boards. Barbet hustling, tries to get one away. Centered, and it's through the slot. The buzzer sounds. We're heading to a shootout in this final preliminary round game between Team Quebec and Team Ontario. And the overtime period ends with slightly less dramatics than the third period did. As cool heads prevail, the teams go to their benches, maybe saving just a little bit of animosity for the 5 o'clock game today. As for the first time here this weekend at the 2019 Canadian Sledge Hockey Championships, we're going to get a game ending in the shootout. 3 players aside from each team. So Ontario will shoot first. And we're doing double IHF rules, so after the first 3 shooters, you can repeat a player who's already attempted a shot in the shootout. As Colton Martin, the Six Nations Ontario resident, gets set to take the first shot in the shootout. Alexandre Gravel stretching in his crease as he prepares to face the shooter from Team Ontario. So we played 3 periods plus an overtime period. It didn't decide anything. It ended in a 1-1 tie. We're headed to the shootout to determine who will be the second seed after the preliminary round and who will finish in the 3rd seed. We do know for certain, though, these 2 teams will rematch at 5 p.m. Eastern in the first of 2 semifinals. All right, first shooter in the shootout coming. Team Ontario's number 17, Colton Martin, the Six Nations Ontario native who's played 7 seasons with the Kitchener-Waterloo Sidewinders Sledge program, shooting first for Team Ontario. Martin takes the puck at center ice. Across the blue line. Stick handling. Shot right on. Big save by Gravel. The fancy stick work by Martin did not fool the goaltender as he stayed big and made the save in tight. Martin misses the first shot. Boisvert to take the shootout attempt for Team Quebec. The Stansted Quebec native lines up at his own blue line as Ilan Sivapatha Sundaram gets set to defend the shot for Team Ontario. Boisvert has played 5 seasons with Para Hockey Montreal as he gets set to take the first shootout attempt for Team Quebec. Picks it up at center ice. Across the blue line, top of the circles, with speed, goes to the left hand, shoots and scores! Sebastien Boisvert gives Quebec a 1-0 lead in the shootout. Pretty simple approach. He goes in with speed. The puck was on his right hand the majority of the attempt. He slides it over to his left at the last second and buries it past Sivapath Sundaram. And it's a 1-0 lead for Quebec. Stefano Tambrello takes the shootout attempt for Ontario, trailing 1-0. Tambrello bringing it across the blue line, stick handling into the zone. Tambrello through the high slot at the hash marks. Oh, what a move! What a goal! Oh, wow! Stefano Tambrello working some magic as he slides it from his left stick to his right stick, back to the left, and slides it past Gravel. What a beauty goal by Tambrello. It's all tied up at 1. Daniel Hines, the defenseman, next to shoot for Team Quebec. Hines picks it up at center, brings it into the zone, stick handling on his right stick. Scoops wide, Hines, shot right on. Sivapath Sundaram gets just enough with his blocker to deflect it wide. We are all tied up at 1 as both teams have scored one attempt and both teams have missed one attempt. And here's the hometown favorite, Curtis Duguay. He's got a big cheering section here to watch him. And Duguay will get the third shootout attempt for Team Ontario. Duguay picks it up, brings it into the zone. Stick handling. Underneath his sled. Left, right, shot right on, he scores! Oh, what a goal! Curtis Duguay snipes it. Wheel snipe Selly. What a goal, Team Ontario, as the home crowd erupts for their hometown boy, Curtis Duguay. Ontario take a 2-1 lead as Brian Gragnon gets set to shoot for Quebec. Gragnon picks it up at center ice. Taps it a bit ahead of himself, regains possession, slides it to the left stick. Oh, it's off the post and out, and that does it! Team Ontario beat Quebec 2-1 in the shootout. Gragnon slides it off the post and out. And Team Ontario will finish as the second seed with a 2-1 shootout win over Team Quebec. The dramatics aplenty here, as was the physicality. What a big win for Team Ontario. They've got confidence. Team Quebec, they look a little bit dejected right now. They're going to have to find a way to regroup over the next 2.5 hours, because these two teams will battle once again at 5 o'clock in the first of 2 semifinals. Ontario 2-1 winners in the shootout over Team Quebec. The final score here to end the preliminary round. Both teams, well, at least Team Ontario getting a talking to by their coach. I think this is very much a don't do anything stupid in the handshake line pep talk, as these two teams will battle again at 5 p.m. Eastern. While the final score in this one in the shootout, Team Ontario take it by a final score of 2-1 over Team Quebec. I want to make sure they get through the handshake line before we sign off here. And it seems like cooler heads have prevailed, as both coaching staffs watching the handshake line closely. Great competition on the ice. And we're going to be in store for one heck of a rematch later this afternoon. While the final score to wrap up the round robin, Ontario with a 2-1 shootout win over Quebec. For our great crew behind the scenes, my name's Nico Cardarelli. Thanks for tuning in. Rejoin us at 5 p.m. Eastern for the first of 2 semifinal games, as you've been watching the 2019 Canadian Sledge Hockey Championships.
Semi-final game number 1 will be coming up at 5 p.m. Team Quebec versus Team Ontario. And at 7:30 tonight, we will have Team BC versus Team Alberta. Make sure you join us.